ICPC submits an interim report to President Bola Tinubu and the alleged fictitious Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, the PFIPC, recommending the prosecution of his alleged Director General, Adeyemi. The Osun State government and Governor Adeleke has dragged the EFCC to court over the freezing of his bank account. This comes after President Tinubu ordered that the anti-graft agency to unfreeze the state bank account. Hello everyone, welcome to the program and thank you for joining in. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I am Sean Wakimale for you here in our Abuja studio. Let's begin tonight by letting you know that President Bola Tinubu directed the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, to vacate a court order freezing an account belonging to the Osun State government. In a statement he personally issued on earlier today, President Tinubu says he feels deeply embarrassed not by the EFCC's exercise of his mandate backed by a court order, but by the timing of the agency's action. Accordingly, he says, quote, he has directed the EFCC to immediately proceed to the court to vacate the order and discontinue whatever action it has instituted against the Osun State government in this regard. President Tinubu says that the directive to vacate the court order became important because the action taken by an institution of state, especially at the federal level, is always credited to him as the president, even when he may not have had any prior knowledge of such an action. But Osun State government and the governor, Senator Adeleke, they are not having it. They are not happy, and they are not going down, keeping quiet. The Osun State government has dragged the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, before the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking a 2 billion naira in damages over the freezing of his federal statutory allocation account. And Governor Ademola Adeleke, the Attorney General of the Osun State government, and the State Accountant General are listed as plaintiffs in the suit, while the EFCC, its chairman and First Bank are named as defendant. In the originating summons filed by a legal team led by Professor Ade Kilekun, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, the plaintiff asked the court to determine whether the anti-graft agency acted within the law by directing the bank to place a post-no-debit restriction on the state's allocation account without first obtaining a court order. It's a loaded program for you tonight, so stick around with me because I'm going to be padding you with loads of information before I get to let you see and hear what my guests will be discussing with me on the program tonight. But before we get into all of that, let's serve you with some of your political roundup stories.
The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, is commencing a 2-week leave, said to be his first since being sworn into office, according to the statement by his media aide, Stanley Watcher. During the period, the Vice President will devote time to study, reflection, and intellectual renewal as part of efforts to strengthen his capacity for the continued service to the nation. The Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Disu, has directed officers and men of the Nigeria Police Force to play active roles in shaping the national conversation on the proposed establishment of state police through informed engagement, objective analysis, and public enlightenment. Speaking at a one-day workshop on state police organized by the Nigeria Police Institute in Abuja, Mr. Disu says the workshop is a timely platform for critical reflection on one of Nigeria's most significant security policy debates, stressing the need for police personnel to be well informed as discussions on the proposed reform continue across the country. He explained that the establishment of state police is an idea of the federal government which must be supported by all officers and men of the force. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Ododo and his Edo State counterpart, Governor Monday Okpebolo, have led a massive mobilization of Kogi and Edo State indigenes residents in Osun State in support of the All Progressives Congress governorship candidate Muniruddin Oyebamiji ahead of the August 15, 2026 governorship election. Speaking at the rally, Governor Ododo urges Kogi indigents and other non-indigents residents in Osun State to reciprocate the developmental strides of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu by voting overwhelmingly for the APC governorship candidate in the election. A coalition of civil society groups under the umbrella of civil society organizations for good governance is asking Nigerians to unite against insecurity in order to ensure a safe, peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Addressing journalists in Abuja after a peaceful rally at the Unity Fountain, the co-convener of the coalition, Mr. Daniel C. Momo, says they will not allow members of opposition parties to determine the sovereignty of Nigeria or derail the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu under any guise. The group, while applauding the Department of State Services, the military and other security agencies, insists that President Tinubu is working tirelessly to end insecurity in addition to improving the nation's economy. The Nigeria Democratic Congress says members of the party who lost out in the last primary election must look at the bigger picture of a Nigeria that works for all and not a selective few, as is currently being experienced in the country. Speaking at the inauguration of the committee in Abuja, the chairman, Professor Pat Utomi, appealed to all aggrieved party members to appear before the committee to make their case. The committee also has Mr. Buba Galadima as co-chair and the two-party deputy national chairman as members, amongst others. Justice Peter Lifu of the Federal High Court in Abuja has declared Abdul Gani Arobo as the duly nominated candidate of the All Progressives Congress for the Owo-Oshe Federal Constituency House of Representatives election in Ondo State. Delivering judgment, Justice Lifu upheld Arobo's claim that he emerged winner of the APC primary, while polling the highest number of lawful votes cast across the constituency. The suit filed against the APC and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) challenged the party's handling of the outcome of the primary election. After reviewing the evidence before the court, Justice Lifu held that the total votes recorded from the 23 wards in Owo-Oshe Federal Constituency established Arobo as the authentic winner of the exercise. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has warned newly appointed commissioners against misappropriating public funds, urging them to manage the state's resources prudently and channel them into projects and programs that will benefit the people. The governor stresses that their actions and conduct in office will be closely monitored to ensure accountability and transparency. Governor Mohammed, who gave the warning during the swearing-in ceremony of 4 newly appointed commissioners following their screening and confirmation by the Bauchi State House of Assembly, explained that the appointments became necessary following the resignation of some political appointees seeking elective office ahead of the 2027 general elections.
There you have it. You've been served with your political roundup story. So let's also tell you that one man is in soup. He's a retired officer of the Department of State Services, Nwaogu Iyeshimere, Eka Ezel Kalam, is being remanded at the Kuje Correctional Center after he was arraigned earlier today before the Federal High Court in Abuja on terrorism-related charges. Prosecutors allege that the retired DSS officer rendered support to the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra IPOB by disseminating materials on social media, joining the organization, and posting messages allegedly designed to encourage members of the public to support its activities. Kalam pleaded not guilty to all 4 counts when they were read before Justice Muhammad Umar. The prosecution told the court that the alleged offenses said to have been committed between 2025 and 2026 in Abuja and Abia State contravened sections 13, 25, and 26 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022, as well as the provisions of the Cybercrime Act. Following his plea, the prosecution requested a trial date and asked that the defendant remain in custody pending trial. Justice Mohammed Umar subsequently adjourned the case until October 29 for the commencement of trial and ordered that the defendant be remanded at the Kuje Correctional Center. All right, then, let's tell you about the situation with respect to the alleged fake federal agency. So we saw today at the presidential villa where the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Processes Commission, the ICPC, today submitted an interim report to President Bola Tinubu on his investigation into the alleged fictitious Presidential Foreign Investment Promotion Council, the PFRPC. They are recommending the prosecution of the alleged Director General Adeni Adeyemi. ICPC Chairman Musa Aliyu says that the president, after meeting him, part of the recommendation made is the prosecution, and it's exactly 30 days after President Tinubu directed the Anti-Corruption Agency to conduct a thorough investigation into the PFRPC. According to Aliyu, preliminary findings reveal that Adeyemi was never appointed by the federal government and that their purported appointment letter, gazette, and other documents used to establish the agency were forged. Take a listen.
Found that no funds of the federal government was approved or disbursed to the fake PFIPC/PEAC, and that we discovered that there was any weaknesses were found in the system of the State House and CBN in our own investigation. And also the fake appointment letter of Adeyemi Matthew did not originate from the presidency. And the ICPC discovered that Adeyemi also created 2 additional fictitious government agencies. Apart from the one that is known in the public domain, our investigation unraveled 2 other fake government agencies, namely FCT, Investment Promotion Agency, with acronym FIFA, and Foreign Investment Promotion Agency and Public-Private Partnership, PIPA-PPP. To facilitate the creation of the additional 2 fake agencies, he used forged legislative instruments, styles, as enabling acts, and using them to support opening of bank accounts. Because we discovered that he has opened 2 bank accounts in a commercial bank, which he went to use in these illegal activities. So based on this thing, like I said, that we discovered that because of the access he had to the former PEAC office, he now changed the name of the fake agency from Foreign Investment Promotion Council to Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, and he was trying to encroach into the mandate of some agencies.
All right. There you have it. The chairman of the ICPC speaking earlier today on some of what has become a major findings in the probe of the anti-graft agency. But tonight, we're going to also be dissecting what allegations, heavy one, made by opposition forces with respect to the credentials that have now been made public. The release of the education credentials and details of the candidates that may be on the ballot in 2027 election, which is generated issues and debates by a lot of Nigerians. It's placed transparency, constitutional eligibility, and public accountability at the center and the heart of political discourse these days. As we've seen, the publication by INEC has now renewed attention on particularly about President Bola Tinubu. Who is he really? Where does he come from? Who are his parents? What are his educational credentials? Why was it that he did not submit his primary, secondary school certificate? Why was it he was only the controversial Chicago State University certificate that was made available to INEC? And there are a lot of questions. There are those now who had gone back to when he was governor. What really happened? Did he perjure himself? Did he forge any document? Opposition is then speaking. And when we had this conversation the other day, it got a bit feisty and And there are those who think that more light needs to be shed, as Nigerians need explanations. Nigerians need understanding. That, for those who will govern us in this country, there's a need for transparency and accountability. So tonight, one man that has stood in the court and defended President Bola Tinubu, not only at this time, but before the 2023 election, when this was a major issue, will be joining me tonight on the program. And the man who came on the program the last time, who laid the allegation, is in fact, as the lawyer in this matter, is Mr. Kalu, who is a lawyer and a member of the ADC, is live virtually for us on the program. But I will be having on the program tonight Mr. Babatunde Ogala, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria and a former legal advisor to the APC, national legal advisor to the APC, is sitting in our Lagos studio tonight. Thank you, Leonard Sik, and thank you, Mr. Kalu, for joining us tonight. Gentlemen.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you for having me again today.
Yeah. Leonard Sik, before I come to you, let us, for about 2 minutes or thereabout, listen to the allegations, because the opposition think that your principal and President Bola Tinubu is being accused of forgery. He's been accused of lacking academic credentials. He's been accused of so many other things, but I'm not the one laying the allegation. Let me allow the man who came on this program and renewed the credential hostility and controversy of 2022 or many, many years ago and brought it back to the front burner. Mr. Kalu, the man that will respond to you, who has stood for President Bola Tinubu in court to defend him, is here on the program. Can you lay before him those allegations and let Nigerians be able to understand in a decent and a civil conversation tonight?
So we have gone beyond the issue of allegation and accusation. It is now an established fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not have a primary school certificate and a secondary school certificate. I don't know why we are overflogging this issue. It's a very simple thing. If he says it's an allegation, if he says it's an accusation, let him come out and tell Nigerians, this is my primary school certificate, this is my secondary school certificate. So as this matter will stop. This thing started in 1999 by late legal icon, Gani Fawemi. He took this matter up. See, the matter rose to the Supreme Court, and it was dismissed on grounds of technicality and nothing else. In 2023, the same issue came up when Bola Ahmed Tinubu stood for the presidential election for 2023. And today, in 2026, it has resurfaced again. Is it not high time Mr. President came out and let Nigerians know this is who I am. This is my primary school certificate, this is my secondary school certificate. Just we settle this issue once and for all. Mr. Shehu, in 1999, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu on oath deposed to a fact that while he was on exile, his property was looted and his certificate got missing. I mean, in his deposition in 1999. And in the affidavit, same affidavit, he submitted his from INEC from C001. He deposed to an affidavit that he attended one St. Paul's Primary School, Ibadan, which is false. He also deposed an affidavit that he attended Government College Ibadan, which is false. He also, in the same affidavit, he deposed that he attended University of Chicago, which is false. This one is not even Chicago State University. In the same form, he deposed that he attended Chicago State University. I mean, University of Chicago. Then on the same form that he attended the University of Chicago. All these allegations, all these entries in this form CF001 in 1999 turned out to be false. In 2022, when he submitted his INEC from EC9, the column for primary school, vacant. The column for secondary school, vacant. Then the last column for the university he attended, he puts University of Chicago and the certificate he got from there. And when there was an inquiry, a discovery in the University of Chicago, startling revelation was made. He claimed he attended Government College, Lagos, and graduated in 1970, when indeed Government College, Lagos was established in 1974, 4 years after Bola Ahmed Tinubu claimed that he graduated from Government College, Lagos. In the same documents that were released by Chicago State University, we also found that he submitted to Chicago State University University of Cambridge GCE certificate, that he, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, stands for that certificate. Nigerians, this is the time Bola Ahmed Tinubu should put up resignation and leave the seats. For crying out loud, why are we repeating this issue over and over again?
Mr. Kalu, yeah. Let's allow the Leonard Stick to respond to what you've said. Leonard Stick, Nigerians will want to be educated and know who exactly is your principal. And there are allegations. There are those who say that St. Paul, our lawyer, 1958 to 1964, there's a cloud of uncertainty and lack of clarity. Government College Ibadan, explanation needed. The Richard Daly College, explanation. University of Chicago, explanation needed. Chicago State University, Arthur Anderson accounting firm as a worker there, and Deloitte asking themselves, a lot of questions are being asked about who exactly, the identity, the profile, the education background, the historical antecedent of your principal. All this question makes a lot of people wonder, who is this man? Is he a mysterious personality or what? Can you please educate Nigerians tonight about this man?
Seun, for me, I think I would rather not be distracted from the main focus of the issue by going into extraneous matters like you have listed. Between 1999 and 2003, there had been several litigations on this matter, and the courts have ruled. The courts, I say again, have ruled. And taking it from here, the man who just spoke at length here is our regular customer. When I say he's our regular customer, he is our regular customer in bringing this kind of actions. I am embarrassed and surprised that a lawyer is coming on national television and making categorical statements that documents have forged, that somebody lied, when the courts have not so determined. And let me say this, as we speak today, Kalu has filed another action in a high court, in Federal High Court, Kano, on this same issue, where he has joined the University of Chicago. I do not know, or rather, let me not say, I know as a fact that it's most unethical for a lawyer to come on national television to be discussing a matter where he is counsel. These are exactly the questions he has asked, and we are again defending. But before now, in 2022, this same Mr. Kalu that is speaking here filed 5 actions. 5 in the name of Action Alliance, I think, against INEC, Bola Tinubu, APC, and sundry matter persons on this same issue. All 5 matters were dismissed. One went as far as the Court of Appeal, and it was also dismissed. I handle those matters, and he knows what we talk about. So if he has issues, he's a lawyer. He should go and prove his issues in court. His case is pending on this issue in the Federal High Court, Kano, where he has joined even He has joined the university, Chicago State University in the U.S. There are defenders in a suit by him. So let him wait for the court to determine the fate of his suit. We have joined issues with him, so it will not be proper for me to come and start discussing what is before the court like he has elected to do. But what does the Constitution say about qualification for office? Because I hear things like, who are his parents, who is his father, who is his mother, who is his sister, who is his brother. Is he a Nigerian? The answer is yes, unless otherwise proven or determined through a judicial process. Is he qualified to run for presidency? Age-wise, yes, by constitutional provisions. Does he have the minimum educational qualification as prescribed by the Constitution, which simply says educated up to school cert level? And even interpreting the interpretation section, in interpreting what constitutes school cert level, says primary 6 and ability to read and write. A man says, I have a degree. Babatunde Ogala is sitting here. I am a lawyer. I am a senior advocate. You're asking me as a senior advocate to prove if I am a lawyer. You want to know which primary school I attended, which secondary school I attended, which private lesson I attended, where I did my A-levels, where I did my vacation tutorial school, and all of that. What is at stake here is, as lawyers, let us face the Constitution, what the Constitution says. And it is simple that you must be educated up to school certificate level. Mr. Kanu has made he has said several things here, which, in my opinion, could even be defamatory. And some of it could even, be unethical of a lawyer. In one of the matters he did, one of them, the court even, and I think perhaps we need to start learning a few things from here. One of the matters, the court not only dismissed his matter, the court asked him to personally pay cost for even bringing such frivolous matter on the same issues we are discussing 3 years after. The same issues, on the same issue you have presented before a federal high court in Kano that is still pending in the name of a certain, I can't remember the name of the NGO now, which has its office in Aba. In Aba, yes, Abia State, and his office in Abuja, and the matter is filed in Kano. We have joint issues on that. We have filed our defense. We have filed our premier. So we will leave that for the court to determine this new action.
Let me jump in here. Mr. Ogala, for the sake of transparency and accountability, because we're talking about public office here, and it's not about your principal. This is not a selfish issue. If it was about him and it's a private thing for him, he'd rather not come out. But this is for the interest of the public and the publics and the Nigerian people. That's why it is important. Can you tell us
what is important?
Can you give us a very brief, maybe in one sentence, what schools did your principal attend?
Shehu, is it not ridiculous you asking me such questions? What schools he attended? Do I know what schools you attended? Do you know which schools I attended? And you are saying my principal?
I can. If you ask me, I can tell you, sir.
You cannot even
ask.
And then you go and ask him. Yeah, you ask him. No, Shehu, then ask him. Not me.
Just for a moment, sir.
Yes.
If I ask you, what school did you attend? Will you be offended?
It's my prerogative to provide that information. It's my prerogative.
But because you are not a public officer. But as a public officer,
even if I'm a public officer, it's my prerogative. The issue here, we are in an election. The issue is what is in the INEC form that was filled. is there compliance with the law? The issue of morality, what the public thinks,
this is not morality here.
No, sorry,
we are talking about a public office and, yeah.
So here I speak as a lawyer. And the law and morality are not friends. They are not, law is not morality. I speak here as a lawyer.
No.
When we get to the stage of the campaigns, when we get to the stage of mounting the soapboxes, when we get to the stage of attending debates and interviews, you can ask the man himself the questions directly. Like I said again, you mentioned Richard Daly College, you've mentioned Deloitte, Chicago State University. That one was, even by his opponents in the last elections, also made all these issues. And so you ought to know what the outcome of that was, both at the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. These are settled legal issues. And what I expected us to do is to be discussing much more relevant matters. And whoever is not satisfied with what he has filled, or, I mean, we know the Electoral Act has conferred locus on those who can challenge these things. Let them challenge it. So it is not enough for us to come here filibustering in 1999, late legal like on Ganifa Waimi, matter dismissed on technical issues. And all that stuff. In 2003, 5 matters filed by Kalu were also dismissed. He will tell me on technical issues. The PDP, the Labour Party, Atiku then in PDP, Peter Obi then in Labour Party, raised the same issues, litigated at the presidential election, Court of Appeal, sitting as the presidential election tribunal, and litigated up to the Supreme Court, and all settled that he has met the minimum requirements for the office. All settled. So why are we relitigating, debating what the highest court of the land has since settled? As to the moral questions, it's not within my purview to start providing answers. It's not within my own purview to start answering questions does he eat with his left or his right hand? Or was he a footballer or not when he was in school? That's not within my purview. But let us I restrict myself to the legal issues as a lawyer. And those are the issues Kalu has raised today, that he raised some 3 days ago on this same program, which some of us saw online, and motivated us that, look, we have to put record straight. We cannot just come here. We understand the game. We have gone through it before. I can tell you for free, as long as we are involved, we are not going to compromise. We would defend the mandate. We would defend legally. And yes, go ahead.
It's a basic principle in law. It says, he who comes to equity should come with clean hands.
With clean hands.
And in this case, and Nigerians are perhaps, and those who are asking, the reason why this has become a television debate is about if the President Bola Tinubu is the CEO or MD or chairman of a private entity. I'm not sure anybody will be asking that question. And for those who maybe do not know, Mr. Ogala, you probably will not fit it into this description of those who have not engaged or spoken personally or directly with President Bola Tinubu. And is a man whose mental ability cannot be doubted. It's probably one of a few persons, when you sit down with him personally, forget whatever you see on television. I have covered Lagos, I have covered politics in Nigeria for several years. Once you hear Bola Tinubu speak, you will know that this guy is very, very sound. And I'm not sure anybody is doubting whether or not this man has a sound mind. He has intelligence. But if there are questions as to, we want to know this man. He's so loved by his followers. His supporters love him. But if there are things that people do not know, do you think it is wrong for people to ask questions of a public officer? Not only that, for the #1 citizen of this country, Why do you make it look like it is a bad idea to question, query the number one citizen when Nigerians are unclear about his background?
Sheung, I have not, and it's unfair to attribute that to me, because I have not said you have no right or Nigerians have no right to ask questions. They have every right. All I have said is, in my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. And I've also said to you, when it's time for campaigns, when the man mounts the soapbox, when it comes to debates, when it comes on Channels TV, you can ask him these questions. But the legal issues are the issues I talk about. And I'm saying these are things that Mr. Kalu and several others have submitted to judicial scrutiny. I'm saying it for the uptime time. He has counsel for Action Alliance. In fact, he's here watching me. In one of the matters, Action Alliance even came to the court to denounce his suit. In one of the matters, penalty costs were awarded against him personally. And as we speak,
Mr. Ogala,
I'm sorry.
Does the president have an evidence of that he went to school?
Of this
Is there a
issue.
certificate?
Sorry, sir. Shehu.
Did the president homeschool for primary school? Did he homeschool for secondary school? Does he have a certificate to show that he was in a primary school, in a secondary school? I have 5 post-secondary school degrees, and I can tell you the years I finished them, and I can tell you my classmates. I can tell you my class of degrees
I've just said to you, the president would answer your questions when you ask him. You can't be asking me.
You defended him in court. You have all of the details, don't you, Mr. Ogala?
That is why I'm saying the issues in court, we won, we defeated them all the way. Can
you repeat what you said in court?
Sorry,
for those of us who were not in court, can you tell us what did you tell the court
in the court
as to the educational background of President Tinubu? Is it Chicago State University or the University of Chicago?
I won't have the student number.
No, tell us, Mr. Ogala. You don't need to refer us to the student number.
I will refer
tell us,
you.
You are here
so
with
it's
us
not
right
just my words against anybody's own.
No. Tell us. We are here. We believe you. You will not lie.
In the courts.
Tell us. You're a respected citizen.
In the courts, in 2012-23 election, he filled his form. He exhibited his credentials. Some picked up and challenged it in various courts. And the courts adjudged that the man was eminently qualified for the office he sought. And all these allegations of forgery, he has used the word perjury. He used that word here. He has used the word forgery. He has used the word forgery. He has used the word lies. Nobody. And the burden is on them to prove all of this. And not a single one.
To us, Mr. Ogala,
not
just a moment.
Single person
clarify to us.
Of all
Chicago, just for a moment.
Who come on TV.
Mr. Ogala, clarify to us. Chicago State University confirmed that President Bola Tinubu graduated in 1979.
Yes.
At the same time, testimony in the U.S. proceedings indicated that the university could not authenticate the specific diploma submitted to INEC because it did not know how that copy was
are you talking
produced.
about, please?
Just a moment, sir. I'm talking about the U.S. proceeding when the matter came up in the user. Just a moment. How do you reconcile these two issues? And why should the public disregard or regard the matter as conclusively settled?
Are you referring to Shehu? Which proceedings said that?
That on one hand, he graduated in 1979.
Give me the citation. I was involved. Give me which proceedings said that.
You are the lawyer here. We are the citizen. We are the public here.
The court in the proceedings said they could not authenticate.
Was there a proceeding pre-2022? I don't have the details of the case.
So you are just speaking almost like Kalu now.
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm a journalist. I'm asking you a question.
In the U.S., in the certain
don't rule the question out on the basis of technicality. The way you have won those cases on the basis of technicality.
It is the law. Constitution is law.
We just want knowledge. We want information.
The electoral process
Can you clarify on that basis? Mr. Ogala, can you clarify? Yes, he finished in 79. The diploma, which they're saying we do not know how it came about, the diploma and how it was produced. Can you clarify?
Who are those saying that? Who are those saying
Tell
that?
us, what is the true position of things?
Shehu, who said they do not know if somebody came about a diploma? Who said that?
Did the school, did the Chicago University say that
Chicago State never said that?
Was not theirs?
That is not true. I have all the processes. It is not true.
What did the school say, sir?
It did not say any such thing. The school confirmed that the man was a graduate and graduated in accounting. He was even a cum laude.
Why, Mr. Ogala, tell us, Mr. Ogala, why do the opponents or the opposition think that Mr. Bola Tinubu is a mystery man?
Well,
can you tell us where did you work before he became governor and became senator?
They want to win votes, so they will cook up all kind of stories. I mean, look, let me give you an instance. Let me give you a joke. In winning votes, and I will give you a joke. The Nigerian Constitution defines citizenship of Nigeria, either of whose parents or forebears was a citizen of a part of the country that was part of Nigeria, proprietor of Nigeria, as at independence in 1960. The first said 63, they took it to 1960. Where Atiku comes from, Jada, at that time was in Cameroon. A school argued that, yes, we can argue that he's not a Nigerian. Anybody can say anything. Anybody can say anything. Anybody can say Atiku is not a Nigerian today, based on that provision. Does that then make him not a, does that then mean he's not a Nigerian? People are entitled to freedom of speech, though with its limitations. That's why there are cybercrime laws. That's why there are defamatory laws. So anybody can say anything, and anybody that makes any allegation. No, but if you call me a thief, I'm not obliged to prove to you that I'm not a thief. It is your responsibility and your burden to prove that I'm a thief. So anybody has a right to use their mouth to say anything. And that is where we are. Mr. Kalu, again I'll say, has also challenged these issues that we is discussing here in court. I'm not going to go into the details of his case or our case against our answer to him, which is where we have joined issues with him. But he should go and prove it in court. In 2020,
give me a moment, Mr. Ogala. We're due for a break.
All of them lost.
Yeah.
All of them
we're due for a break. Yeah.
On this same issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I wanted you to have opportunity to explain. That's why I've given a lot of time for you to be able to
because we are
explain.
To
because of
on the spot on what is not within my purview and what is not my burden to discharge. It's the burden of those.
It's my job to put you on the spot. Although you are not
I'm on the spot.
It's my job so that you can be able to explain to us.
I stand gidigba. You know, even with my heavy weight, it's going to be tough for you with your small size to push me away.
You truly stand gidigba.
No, I say with you, looking at our sizes, it will be a Herculean task for you to even push me from this stuff, from this spot. You go try small.
Don't push me, Mr. Ogala. Don't push me, Mr. Ogala. Giants fall. Giants do fall. Okay. Let's take a break. But when we return, there are more questions to ask about these issues of credential. As I said earlier, it will come to equity. It must come with clean hands. And we'll be asking questions as to the 2027 elections, the options before Nigerians, and the credentials of those who are gunning to lead us as a people. We'll be right back after this break.
Malaria? Again?
I'm beginning to think this malaria is spiritual.
Madam Landlady, there is nothing spiritual about this. It is obvious you've not taken the right medication.
Luta contains artemether and lumefantrine, and it's used to treat malaria.
Hey, Oga Luta, thank you for your intervention the other day. I feel very okay now.
Luta is another quality product from Ovid and marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited.
With Luta, malaria is in big trouble.
From every walk of life, one destination calls. Michelle Hotel exclusive.
Home is peace. Home is safety. True wealth is not what you spend. It is what you leave behind.
Luxury is intentional, and this place was designed with purpose.
If home doesn't make you happy, you bought the wrong one.
Better place to live, play, and relax.
Different journeys, one destination, home.
This is a defining moment for policing in Nigeria. The Presidential Working Group on the National Policing Bill is inviting memoranda and position papers to help shape a modern policing framework that reflects our constitution and meets the needs of every Nigerian. Whether you represent a government institution, a security agency, a legal body, civil society, academia, the private sector, or you are a subject matter expert, your knowledge and experience matter. Submit your evidence-based recommendations through the official portal at nationalpolicingbill.com. All submissions must be in PDF format and received on or before 13 August 2026 at 5 p.m. West African time. Submissions sent through any other channel will not be accepted. Help shape a national policing bill that strengthens security, accountability, and justice for all. For inquiries and further information, visit nationalpolicingbill.com. National Policing Bill, your voice, Nigeria's future.
Excuse me, ma. This is your 100%
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair?
Since your landlord just increased rents, I saved for this one separately on money points.
Ma, you say you save on money points?
Yes.
This madam money points here, the array of your dryer there, his target savings money points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub, his fees savings money points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact.
Jennifer, money points save as you transact. Money points fixed savings and money point target savings.
Madam, why did German won't contribute to you? Why should they? Come on, oh, you go give your money to Adaku to pay. You see money point accounts there. You don't go open a savings account. Now Adaku you should. I beg everybody inside this my saloon. Oh, yeah, bring out your phone and download the money point app now. Even you. What are you waiting for?
Download the Money Point banking app now and start saving the bank you can trust.
Money Point, made for your progress.
For years, we believed that world class meant far away. In healthcare, precision is everything. But the distance between you and exceptional care has just disappeared. We don't just practice medicine, we are driven by high standards. At Duchess International Hospital, we've brought the world's most advanced technology and global expertise right to the heart of Lagos, where cutting-edge technology meets the warmth of Nigerian hospitality. Recover in our warm, hospitable wards and dedicated physio units designed for your comfort and recovery. For VIP patients, our exclusive Royal Suites offer comfort and privacy. From complex cardiac procedures to premium wellness checks. No visas, no long flights, just family by your side. Exceptional healthcare isn't only across the ocean anymore. It's here. Duchess International Hospital. World-class care here at home. Experience the new standard.
My name is Austin Azoko Kocha, but you all call me JJ. That's because I was so unstoppable. They named me twice. Those days, there were times when it was difficult for me to perform. But you know what? I never stayed down. I remained unstoppable. No one could stop me, not even malaria when mosquito bites. Now you too can be unstoppable if you use Lonart against malaria.
Now available in a new design. Same Lonart, same unstoppable you.
Have you checked the company's compliance status?
All the papers are in there, sir.
That's not what I asked you. One careless mistake can embarrass an institution.
Inactive companies raise compliance concerns. They can expose agencies, banks, and institutions to risk.
Before you approve any contract or make any payment or any transaction, check first.
Check first before you approve.
CAC, keeping your business safe and compliant.
Thanks so much, everyone, for staying with us. Mr. Babatunde Ogala, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria and a former legal advisor to the APC, has been clarifying issues relating to President Bola Tinubu's credentials as questions have been raised since INEC released the credentials of candidates. Some of the issues which came up in the debate ahead of the 2023 elections have come up again. Mr. Kalu has been the one that has been consistent in asking those questions about the man who is the #1 citizen of Nigeria and his educational background. Mr. Kalu, you heard what the Leonel Sig has explained before we went on that break. And he's of the opinion that you have been involved in some unethical behaviors, as you have a case in court and you are also debating such a matter on television. How do you react to that? And what exactly are your response to what he said?
Shehu, please, because our time will soon be up. This is 7:51 p.m. And this question you are asking me, to me, is that diversionary, so that I won't be able to touch on those key issues that are germane to this discussion on television today. One, before I come to your question, I need to clarify those issues raised by my senior advocate of Nigeria, Ogala SAN. One, it is unfortunate that a senior advocate of Nigeria will come to a national television and international television to lie to the whole world that there is a ruling or a judgment of court in anywhere in Nigeria that held that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is eminently qualified to run the election. I challenge Ogala SAN to come to national television with any of those judgments he referred to that held that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been adjudged by any court in Nigeria to be eminently qualified to run the election. I challenge him. And if he does not, it means that that virus that affected Tinubu to be coming up with forged documents has also affected him to come to national television and be lying to the whole world. Let me make this thing clear to the whole world. There is no judgment of court anywhere in Nigeria, even after the shores of Nigeria, that has decided on the merits, the issue of the perjury by Ahmed Tinubu. No such judgment exists anywhere in Nigeria, outside Nigeria. And I challenge him to produce it. That is one. Two, so let us place this thing in proper context. The issue here is in line with Section 1371J of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that says any person no person shall be qualified to contest for office of president if that person has presented a forged certificate to INEC. That is the grand norm. That is the law. Today, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has submitted forged documents, forged certificates. I will list them now. And you asked him, he intelligently, every senior advocate of Nigeria, in Nigeria, they are all intelligent. He intelligently avoided that question. Which primary school did Bola Ahmed Tinubu attend? He didn't answer it. Which secondary school did Bola Ahmed Tinubu attend? He did not answer it. He spent 30 minutes discussing on frivolous issues that do not touch to the substance in this matter. What is the substance? Did Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1999 submit forged certificates to INEC? The answer is yes. Did Ahmed Tinubu submit forged certificates to INEC in 2022-2023 general election? The answer is yes. And we challenge him. It's not an issue of I came to national television to be making allegation. I am saying it here for the whole world to know and come to me So it's everywhere in the social media. You don't hide it any longer. That Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 1999 deposed that he attended St. Paul's Primary School in Ibadan, which is false. Let Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his handlers and Ogala SN come and say it is not false. In 1999, Bola Ahmed
just a moment, because of the time, let him be able to let Mr. Ogala quickly respond to those two issues that you have raised.
Mr. Ogala,
I'm
embarrassed.
You have accused him of lying.
He has made an accusation.
Let him be able to defend himself. Mr. Ogala, you have about a minute to be able to.
I will tell you, it was the judgment that determined that Bola Tinubu was qualified to run for presidency, right? I would just refer him to his own case that was dismissed. That is one that he filed on behalf of Action Alliance. I will refer to the judgment in of the Supreme Court in the petition of PDP and Labour Party that challenged the qualification of Bola Tinubu to have contested the election, and the courts have said he is qualified, that he made the qualification. So what does he? Maybe he doesn't know about those cases. I can pardon him if he doesn't know. He has made some unguarded statements, with all respect, even accusing me of lying. I will not use such words. I will not use such uncivilized words on national television to say I am lying and I'm infected by a virus. I mean, it's too much my junior. I'm a very senior member of the bar to start joining issues with such pedestrianism. But until a court, he's a lawyer, and he ought to know. Only a court can determine that somebody has perjured, that somebody forged a document. He cannot, I cannot. Sure, you cannot. He can only speculate. He's saying he lied, he forged, he presented. Which court has had so adjudged? Counsel, Kalu. Which court said so? You are not a court. You are not an investigator. You are not a forensic expert. You cannot make such pronouncements. They are at best allegations. They are at best speculations.
All right. Let us take just a moment because we need to close the program. Let us take just a moment because we need to close.
I need to take
Mr. Kalu, in 30 seconds, what are your final thoughts? Quickly, we need to close.
You see, he said in the case which was dismissed, I thought he would just read a line that says Bola Ahmed Tinubu was adjudged qualified to run in view of the allegation against his certificate. He didn't read it. He now said the Supreme Court will also adjudge Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be qualified in view of his forged certificate. He didn't say it. All I am saying is it's a very simple matter. In line with section 1371J of the 1999 Constitution of South Nigeria, has Tinubu in any way submitted forged document? And the answer is yes.
All right.
Let them
Mr. Kalu, we're out of time. Let us take your 30 seconds of your final thought.
Let the federal court in Kano agree with you.
Your position in
so you have a case pending in Kano. Go and argue your case in Kano now and prove this allegation. Not come and talk on TV. You have a case pending in Kano as we speak, filed by you, Kalu. Go and prove it there. You've had 5 in 2002. You lost all.
Gentlemen, we are totally out of time. Mr. Babatunde Ogala, it's good to see you, sir. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, a former legal advisor of the APC. Thank you so much indeed for your time. Mr. Kalu, it's a pleasure having you back on the program tonight on this matter. A lawyer and a member of the ADC. Thank you so much indeed. I thought that everyone's got some clarity and information about these issues. You can make up for yourself your mind and your opinion about the issue. But that's how we end the program tonight. And thanks for watching. I'm Shinwa Kimaloe. God bless Nigeria.